What's up, everybody? Back for another show, KVN Show. Brutal, 1-3. I'm not going to spend too much time on the game because we got to get to the Texans, especially after a game like that. I want to start and say shout out to K-Ham. The way he handled that post-game press conference, apologizing to everybody, and, that takes a real man.
First, I just want to apologize to the fans. Just the product that we're putting on the field right now is not up to par with what the Ravens have been in the past and have been recent past, and I think we know that. We're trying our best to correct it, but obviously something's wrong, so it's up to all of us to try to fix that.
I know people will be always remember it. Maybe they'll actually take what he says and know that he was meaningful, but that's what a leader looks like. Proud to be his friend, proud to have him as the captain of the defense, and just super proud of him. I mean, he's so mature, so impressive, just a one-of-one player and just a one-of-one human. I was impressed with how he handled it with grace. Everybody says some things they don't mean, and, he explained himself, and he did it really great. But I just wanted to shout out him because especially after a product that was out on the field to take accountability. And I was like, yeah, that's my captain right there. That's who I ride with. Super impressed with him. A couple guys that I want to shout out. T-Rob, I mean, he's getting better and better every week. Okoye, first game ever, CJ out there, stepped in for injured guys. And then offensively, I was just so impressed last week and this week with Justice Hill. Never quit. He's the epitome of a football player that doesn't quit. And those are the guys that when you're done playing or you're on the field, I mean, I am next to him. He's next to me in the locker room. I just have the utmost respect for guys that finish no matter what, play with that pride every time they step on the field, playing for their last name, playing for their family like that. Just a lot of respect. Very impressed with Justice Hill. And the long touchdown run obviously sucks when it's down like that, but to get in the end zone the way he did and just to keep going no matter what the score is, not quit. I mean, hell yeah, Justice. Just things to improve so much, but get healthy. That's the main thing. But I'm just going to move on to around the league. Pittsburgh-Minnesota game was pretty crazy. That long pass and run by DK. He still got that speed. Pretty impressive. Other games that I watched. I watched all of them because I didn't play, so I was able to watch stuff around the league. The Buffalo-New Orleans game was very good. It's just back and forth. Eventually, they ended up winning, but I felt like New Orleans hung in there, and Spencer Rattler played tough. The Detroit Lions-Browns game, that was tough at the beginning, but Aiden Hutchinson, wow, he was a man on a mission today. He had 2 sacks, should have had another one that got called back, had 2 forced fumbles, but one got called back. They're a tough team in the NFC North, and we got Houston with the Titans. I mean, Houston came alive. You saw Cam Ward. I mean, he was pissed. No one likes losing, especially when you've been a winner everywhere you've been. It sucks. New England, they look good today. Panthers were in it at the beginning, but Drake May is showing signs of improvement. I think Marcus Jones' punt return really set it off, 87 yards to the crib. Next one was the Giants, Chargers. Jackson Dart's first game. The composure he had throughout the game. Didn't throw the ball very well, but threw it enough. Sucks real quick. I mean, the turf stuff, man, MetLife. Every time I play on that surface, I say prayers every time I come off the field, every series, every play. You're always thinking, please just get me through this play. Like, that's how I think about the surface there and all turf surfaces in the NFL. I just think grass is key, and that's where we need to go. And hopefully we'll get there sooner rather than later. But Jackson Dart was pretty good in a first start against a tough Chargers defense. Chargers lost Joe Alt. They have a bunch of 3 out of 5 starters are backups right now, filling in for starters. And, just Giants played good football today. It's hard winning in the NFL. I'm sure everybody thought the Chargers were going to go in there and steamroll. Omarion Hampton, that rookie running back, looked good, but Jackson Dart used his legs, scatterboo, making plays. Tough game. Giants won. It was competitive. Philly, Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield is electric. Just watching him play is just pretty remarkable how he gets out of stuff, whether it's a scramble, throw. The one he had down the sideline to Bucky Irvin was unreal. Another escape up the middle. Just watching him is like, how? It's impressive. Eagles, though, they find ways. It doesn't matter. They find ways to win, and that's what you need to do while getting better. They've done it over the last couple years, and they're doing it again this year. The blocked punt for 6. That's how you start off a game to ignite your team on the road. Tough way to come back and win when you get a blocked punt in the game. Rams, Colts, that was going on with during our game. I didn't see too much, but I just saw Tutu Atwell backed up long. Stafford throwing for 375. He's tough. Play them in a couple weeks, so it'll be interesting to see that on film. Jacksonville, Niners, you kind of saw at the scuffle at the end with Liam Cohen and Robert Saleh. Usually it's the players, but the coaches. The one thing I didn't like is I saw the clip and saw him shaking his head next to him. And then as he walked off, he's saying stuff. I wish he would have just said something to him like a man, like not saying he's not a man doing that, but it's just like, hey, if you got something to say, just say it to his face, That's not bad or anything. Please don't make that out to be what it is. And then the other games, Chicago, saw them come back and beat the Raiders. Caleb Williams has been taking notes, but Ashton Genty had a good game. I think he heard everybody talking trash and had yards and some touchdowns and some catches, and but turnovers, man. Turnovers in key moments of the game is tough to overcome. The viral moments that I saw today through the league was definitely the Dexter Lawrence pick. That was fire. Did it all by himself, went up there. He kind of hit it with one hand, two hands, caught it, and almost steamrolled into the end zone, got caught at the 5-yard line. That'd have been fire. That's a big man running fast. Justin Herbert had to tackle him. That was crazy. But, that viral moment, Cam Ward, I said earlier, 0-4, and, just keeping it a buck right now. We ass. That sucks. Know how that feels. Yeah, those are the viral moments. Just got to talk about the Ryder Cup. I'm a big golfer in the off season. Obviously not right now. People don't think I care, but I do. I hate losing. There was a clip of me that got sent to me by a couple people in my family, and I'm frustrated. Just like every fan is, just like coaches and players are frustrated, and gotta fix it fast. 1-3. It's not cool. But the Ryder Cup, it was disappointing watching as a fan. Just didn't make a putt. That's kind of what I saw the whole weekend. I know we came back and it was awesome to see them come back, but ultimately we missed too many putts. Our best players, Scheffler, didn't play well and at the beginning, and their guys did. Tommy, Rory, Justin Rose, John Rahm the first 2 days, stupid. Fitzpatrick was tough. One thing I didn't like conceding the match today with Victor Hovland, the half point. I don't think that should happen. That's weak, but it is what it is. Europe won. Rory got, Rory, it's tough. They're a tough that was a tough team. For me, I wish there was more live guys in there, and everybody's like, well, you got the best players, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes it's not always about the best players. It's about who can play match play. And I didn't think we had enough dogs out there. They had a bunch of dogs. Rory and Fleetwood together, who's beating that? They were flawless. And then Fleetwood and Justin Rose, wow. John Rahm, it didn't matter who was paired up with him. That dude is willing anyone to victory. They were just tough. And when those 4 keep winning almost every match. It's tough to come back from. Americans, I love the no quit. That's what we're about. Let's do the 2-minute drill that we do. How do you and other players feel about the international games? Don't mind them. It all depends, right? Where you are. If you're going from here to London, it's 6-hour difference. So leaving Thursday isn't so bad. It's not that fun, to be honest, just because you're not going over there to have a good time. You're going over there to play a football game that counts. It can be tough, but when you win, it's awesome. It's an awesome experience. I've had good experiences overseas, and I've had one bad experience overseas. It's all about when you win, makes it more fun. What about doubleheader night football? I'm not a fan of the doubleheader. I'm not going to lie. Just have one game, but hey, the schedule makers like it that way. But, I think the worst game to play is on the road on Monday night because you have a short week coming back. I got a question from @SocksandHawks83 on Twitter or X. I have a question for the pod. Do you think the recent rule changes seem to always favor offenses? Is there a rule you would like to see implemented? Yeah, I mean, people want points, so they're going to try to make points always because that's the entertainment of football. People love and they watch football for points. Fantasy football, all that goes into it. You have the kickoffs going, starting at the 35s now if it goes in the end zone. I mean, that is crazy. And then if you do miss the kicking or kick it out of bounds, you start on the 40. That is crazy field position. It changes so many games because the year before you had such low point totals. They don't want that anymore. They want touchdowns. They want 40-point games. Defensively, we don't, but that's what everybody else wants. And then rule change I would like to see, just like cut blocks. Right now, the one that comes to mind is when a tight end comes from out of the alignment and they come all the way and they're allowed to dive at your knees. I think we just need to take that out. What do you think about tie games like the Green Bay Dallas game? Should they keep going till you get a winner? I honestly think they should do 2-point conversions. If you play a full game, I think it should come down to a 2-point conversion until who doesn't get in, who gets it. That's what I think. I think that would be fire. After you get to the bottom, I think you got to play all the time, kind of like soccer, shoot out a little bit. I think you should do the 2-point. I think that would be dope. How do you feel after tying someone? I've never tied anyone, so I don't know. Who are your locker mates next to you? Any good stories? Locker, I got Malachi Starks, rookie. Good man right there. I like him. He's going to be a good ball player. Justice Hill, Brett Urban, those guys. Yeah, we have good stories. I'm trying to think of any good. We just have good conversations. Get a little bit of the young Gen Z conversation, a middle with Justice, and then Brent Erb, who's kind of my age. I think he's like a year younger or a couple months younger, but it's good. Talk about kids, life. Looking ahead at the Texans 1-3, what challenge do they present for a defense? I mean, it starts with CJ Stroud, good. Nico Collins, good. They're just going to try to build off the performance they had against the Texans. And then we got to always do the BYU update. Beat Colorado 24-21, improve to 4-0. Shout out the Cougs. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. I hope I have some positive things to say next week. Let's go.